shake, shake no day, our voice will resound. Ambazonia's people will never back down. The chains are broken, the pain is gone. Freedom is ours, and a new day has dawned. Shake, shake, no day, no day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong, we're marching forward, where we belong. From the rivers to the peaks, our strength will grow. The dreams of our forebears in us brightly glow. Our heroes, heroines, their fire still burns. We honor their fight with the justice we've earned. Shake, shake, our win. No day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong, we're marching forward, where we belong. We are building today for the children to come. No more tears, no more sorrow for anyone. Our flag will rise high, its colors display. Ambazonia's bright future starts today. Shake, shake, over. No day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Ambazonia stands strong, we're marching forward, where we belong. We'll shake off the fear and cast out the doubt. Our spirits will rise, there's no turning out. Freedom is our anthem, justice our creed. Shake, shake, no day, with love we will lead. Shake, shake, no day, no day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong, we're marching forward, where we belong. Shake, shake, no day, the future is bright. Ambazonia will shine like a beacon of light. With every heartbeat, our message will be sent. Shake, shake, no day, until the very end. A cruise boy to sing.
Fellow Ambazonians, good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the globe, wherever you are. This is the logistic chief of the ADF, Pascal Kiki, and I'm joined today by our able spokesman, the only spokesman I can call now, authoritatively, the only spokesman who speaks for the Ambazonian people with clarity and definition. I'm joined by my able comrade, and I'm humble and privileged to be with him on this platform today, Mr. Lucas Asu. You are welcome to my platform, and I'm highly honored. And by the way, fellow Ambazonians, I want us all to wish our spokesperson a happy belated birthday.
Yes, sir.
1st of April. The Irish.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The leader, someone that leads, someone who stands, I mean, those who are unapologetic in facing the bull by the horn. So I want to really wish you a happy belated birthday, my brother. And thanks for joining me on this platform. I know this is just going to be an interactive session.
For sure.
And yeah, the topic of our discussion today is the state of Ambazonian revolution and world geopolitics. I want to really tap deep into your insight. I know you have been someone that speaks with clarity, someone that fights for the Ambazonian people. You are one of those few in Ambazonia where I believe our future generations, they will have a chronicle about your deep involvement and your deep quest for the Ambazonian people, for Ambazonian liberation. Let me put it this way, just in opening, my fellow brother. If I can ask you, I know I want to ask you a very cheeky state question.
Pick it up if you want to stream it right now. PK is weird. I'm live with PK, so you can pick it up and stream if you want. Okay.
I want to ask you a very tricky question. I know it's tricky, but I have to throw it out. Who are you, Mr. Lucas Asu? In Ambazonian context, who are you?
What are we? Are we doing? Are we in some kind of a Plato or
No.
Are we in some kind of a Shakespearean type of an?
No, we're not in that route. Just tell us where you come from in Ambazonia, and why are you? I mean, the fire that burns in you, the conviction and determination that you have in you. Where does that come from?
That's too much to ask. That's too much to ask for one person, isn't it?
Okay.
I'm very honored. I'm very honored to have this opportunity for this interaction. It is great to always have the time and the place and space, you know, with a fellow brother, a comrade, someone we can count on, we can trust, to have this type of conversations. Secondly, I'm very deeply honored for the birthday wishes, and the thoughtfulness means a lot. Thank you very much.
Okay. You're welcome, my fellow brother and fellow comrade.
Which of the questions do you want me to answer first?
We hear Asu is a very generic name in Ambazonia, and maybe there are some parts in the northern zone that bears Asu, other part in the southern zone that bears Asu. So specifically, where is Asu from? Asu Lucas. What
the name? I'm from the state of Manu.
Good.
I was born in Mamfe. I grew up in the village in Kajifu.
Okay.
And I also grew up in Mamfe town. I did my primary school and my secondary school in Mamfe. I did my primary, secondary school, and high school in Mamfe. So that's I've been Mamfe Pekin, bro. Mamfe Pekin.
You know, coincidentally, when we ancestors them, I call our ancestors or founding fathers them. You know, some very prominent picture there where they be land for Manu or plain. When they be moved out of the eastern house of Inugu, one of the most monumental images we'll get them. They be land for an airport in Manu.
They call them Bisabang Airport.
Yes. Good. You realize then I know whose side this spark come from you. Man, you don't be a very critical hotbed in the Ambazonian revolution. Man, you don't produce distinct people the way they want to define the Ambazonian people. You know, man, you don't be that the first hotbed that way, the war be raged on Ambazonians inside Manu.
But if you understand why, right?
Yes. The scars.
If you understand the why the state of Manu, right? If you look at the geographic location of the state of Manu.
Okay.
Look at the composition of the people then for the state of Manu.
Okay.
If you look at how near they be, very close to Nigeria, obviously it gives you a little bit of a background. The state of Manu and the Manu people then, and Ambazonians in general, the British people not be make any investments in terms of educational or institutional investments for Ambazonia.
Okay.
During their period of the trusteeship. And so since they make that decision, because they think say Ambazonia be very small, they make all their investments and they put all their money for the setup for the administrative units there, not for Nigeria.
Okay.
So Nigeria will be way, 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 way ahead. Way ahead.
Okay.
In terms of their development, institutional development, educational development, Nigeria will be way ahead. People will be way exposed to make a lot of our people them, almost all our people them. I mean, if not all, almost all our people them, they will get their education from Nigeria. And the state of Manu, it be so close to Nigeria.
Okay.
So the people then from Manu, they will get that access, easy access for Nigeria, for that development, they go for Nigeria, for that education, they get easy access for acquired education for Nigeria. So obviously the situation, the state of Manu, their geographic location, it give them an edge, it give them an advantage from the onset. And also, it been a place of trade because now a border state. You know, you get Manu River and then you get the border town for Manfe where they go through a Cork. It gives them such an advantage. It gives them an advantage in terms of trade. So that's why that's why that place it developed very quickly and fast. Okay. Most parts of Ambazonia.
Okay. Yeah, and there we one of the greatest of all time, Dr. Chief Justice. Is it Aya?
Justice Aya Paul, yes.
Yeah, he hailed from the great state of Manu.
Come up for the state of Manu, yes.
Manu, yeah. I can understand your passion. And also I come out, you know, also that the DNA way you get them and I come up from.
The passion we all Ambazonians they get this passion. Right?
You know, but so one them be
bro, all Ambazonians, look, there is no Ambazonian. We don't live through the occupation system.
Yep. We
not get the passion for be free. Every Ambazonian, even the one that they inside the colonial system, bro.
Yep.
I get daily discussion. If you feel focus a little bit, so that more get this discussion, it go really fine, right?
Yeah. I want send share. Okay, go ahead. It's okay.
If I don't already give notification if the fish streamer.
Okay, good. So, thank you.
If you see all Ambazonians, even the one with the day inside the system, right? Where they give you information.
Yep.
Look, there's nobody we want to live under slavery. There's no person. No person want to live inside that system.
Yeah.
Even the one with the day inside the system. Forget about the social pretense. Even the one with the day inside that system, including Diongute, they don't like the system.
Yeah.
They don't like the system. No matter how much benefits they don't get them inside the system, no matter how much benefits they get them inside the system, they don't want the system, they don't like the system. The day inside that system, they support that system, they propagate that system, they make propaganda for that system, all not just because for right now, not their only means of first, number one, physical survival, but not kill them. Number two, the economic survival, financial survival. They don't acquire that position where they don't acquire them with their whole life. If you look for most Ambazonians, where they inside the system, outside that system, they be nothing.
Yep.
Outside, if you take them outside of that system, they be nothing because now that system a hand select, hand picked, mold them, give them everything where they get them today, because that's so that they build those systems. Occupation system that they build them, now for select people, then way they go can't stand for that system on behalf of the occupied and the oppressed people then, for that system for be able for function. Like the public itself, when they come from Ambazonia, no fit survive. So they need Ambazonians for recruit Ambazonians, hand-picked Ambazonians, train Ambazonians, push Ambazonians, polish Ambazonians, brand Ambazonians, and then take those Ambazonians back to their community. Now those Ambazonians, and now then they be the pillars of the occupation system. Now so all occupation they work.
Yep.
So you know, be peculiar to Ambazonia. So all those people they not be happy. They not be happy with the system. If now on that look, now say what people need to understand what to go on with that system. All right. A video don't come out yesterday of a policeman for a bolowa.
Yep.
Where he refused make a big man when the inspector of police for a bolowa. He, that policeman, on a junior officer, he refused make the big man not fucking for a shiho. No, I got to be very explicit so what people they understand, right? Because I use this psychological language.
Yeah.
So people understand. So he refused make a big man when another man making a fucking for shiho. You know what they do?
No.
They put a bullet for your head.
My God.
2 days later, they found him dead because the information will come off outside.
Wow.
The story today for Nzui Manton, a page. That guy with the leak La Republic, their information. The story did it for outside. So I don't talk a little bit about this thing. Every Ambazonian from Diongote to Atangajipor,
yes,
man where he get any senior position, they must put you inside initiation. They will take you through this their initiation process, and then the field man. A man must knock you, then the field man. You know go ever leave. Not before blackmail. You know go ever leave.
Wow.
Every one of them. I don't talk about this thing more than not things in a play. That's how they work. Okay? That's how they work. There's a story now where when I don't see some other Cameroonian person, they don't kind of talk them.
Now security person also, where he write thesis on that. Yeah.
One of their big people them. They take these Ambazonians them, they take them, sometimes they bring their picking, they make their picking, they can't watch. They bring their picking them, make their picking the watch how another man it knock their papa for shiho. All right? Or now for put them inside the chain of initiation. The day where you open your mouth, the day where you want to leave, I think this will go happen for you, right? So everybody, they don't take everybody, they lock inside everybody inside this block of prison. All of them. All. There is no exception. Even the one they open at the call and say men of God, including the bishops, including the moderators. Everybody don't be initiated into this process of sodomy. All.
Spokes, when you hit this point, no, look, this is clarity. They say I like forget to talk with you for Ambazonian people them because you give clarity and proper analysis of things the way people, the angle where they come from, because at times you watch the kind of stupidity or the behavior for some person.
Bro,
man.
Your act on team.
Yeah.
There are 5 women there for Canada here. 5. Where they come Canada. All them don't run married because they discover say they are big man, that big man where they be married them, when a big official of the colonial government of Ambazonian origin, he married an Ambazonian. Okay? That woman discover and say, that man get another house. Even for Douala, they get the big family house, so the government don't help them for acquire them, for the thief money, all right? Big family house with lavish lifestyle, everything. Then that man get another house. We don't buy them or we don't rent them. Now for they go sleep with small boys.
God.
Or now for they go sleep with themselves. Or the CPDM man them. Now for they go drink champagne. They do these things to themselves.
Oh my God.
5 Ambazonian women, they did for Canada. We all them don't run. They married. When they discover, say, that man where they get them for house, we not like for touch this fine woman. After they don't married, maybe they born 1 or 2 picking. The woman not be know. Then the woman now can discover, say, huh? My man, they so
An occultic fellow.
An occultic person where they don't put in inside that society for the nagman picking them for back. So when they don't go do that, they are things say they go to CPDM meeting, they go do this nonsense. So a lot of these women them, when they discover them, all them, they take part of that money where that man don't thief them. Then self they run. 5 of them there for Canada. I don't talk to 3 of them. I personally don't talk to 3 of them. So these things, they be real, and the impact. When I know what this woman don't go through. Imagine you be a woman, you married a man, you don't born picking them, and then you can't discover and say, most of the time that man need a big house. Not because they don't send it for any meeting, but because not part of the requirement for which they sign up for. I think this is what they do for them. So by the time he come back for house, you don't get any more desire for this woman. So imagine what this woman don't go through. So look, a bit deeper, the occupation system, like a satanic system. Wow. I remember sometime last year, where I come from outside, I can put out a statement about the colonial prime minister.
Yep.
How he too do these things, and how the 24-year-old girl, once that 24-year-old girl discovered, say, now the life studio the user, that 24-year-old girl put it inside that this thing, where they chop that 24-year-old girl this thing for one of his side chick. The girl put camera videotape. You remember?
Yeah.
When that video there for outside for one of his side chick, where they chop the girly beans publicly. You know, no say they for camera. I can't put them for outside. It's shaking them. But once they discover and say they get a lot of this information for outside, and they now they talk say they say a lot of these videos they for outside. That's why they don't feel leave. That's why the feel kill more than 70,000 Ambazonians. They don't go enough feel leave. That's why you see none of these CPDM colonial elites, no parliamentarian, no senator feel resign. Even if not their own relatives, even if it happened for their own villages, they not feel resign, and they not feel talk nothing. For all them, not only one human being out of all of them, only one, it woke up say something, and that's Joseph Weber. Now only one person for the entire system, he woke up talk say nothing. He woke up and say, no, I don't stand this thing. And after I talked to that parliament, what happened? The staff for Hunty.
Yep.
Okay, this man suffered for months and months and months to live inside bush. A member of parliament.
And told us that what happened in Cameroon.
Now why you see the leg them? They jump the go of the calm down.
Oh, they need to place that way. Of course.
They can place at the day.
No, because they don't tell you are no longer human. Man, just tell us something. These people are no longer human. They don't get human feelings, they don't get human tendency, because what it make them human they already be taken away from them. What it make them get compassion and feelings, it don't be taken away from them. Now the same thing they happen for their military. That's why they do these things. That's why they be so barbaric. They what make them human don't be taken away from them. They not be humans anymore. Because now the only way they fit support that system.
You could see a situation where somebody he also be decrypted, he decrypt na crypt the crowd, but it's inside the same system.
Yeah.
It shows it physically, probably it shows it physically, it not be physically strong, but most definitely inside that occultic world, like different being. Because if you comprehend how an octogenarian, like the one way he calls it be hateful senate or whatever, and the other one where they support na hateful cabinet na wait till they support and support them. What do they want?
Not be say what they want, because when we ask that question, we ask the wrong question. Like you ask what they want. What they want for maintain that system. That's a wrong question because you already know the answer. What they want for maintain that system. These people, they not get a country. Cameroon not get a country as a state.
Good.
Cameroon as a state, it not get a country where they come and say Cameroon. That country be governed by a set of cartels where they constitute the whole that this way they call as a government.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cameroon, it get foreign link connection too. Go be here times some man come on for Vatican or na Malta come on and call us.
No, all that one are nonsense. Those are just social propaganda.
Okay.
Cameroon be governed by a set of cartels.
Okay.
So they don't create these cartels for all the 10 regions, including the 2 regions for Ambazonia. All right. So Cameroon as a state, get a government. All those people, they get zero power. The parliament not get power, the senate not get power. The state be governed by these various cartels where they don't divide the entire place. And these various regions, they be controlled by the regional cartels. For example, for Far North, now the person for Senate, I mean for the parliament, Cavaye, those Far North and North. Now ye and the CPDM Central Committee members where they constitute both the traditional rulers for those 2 regions,
yep,
and the religious rulers.
Okay.
That the key people that never they get power for Cameroon. The governor not get power. Okay? The governor are just a figurehead. The traditional authorities and the religious authorities, these Fulani people there, the people that they own they get that they form the cartel
for the northern zone.
All them they must be members of the CPDM Central Committee. So they take this thing, they spread them all across the territory. The governor they just did it not just for the physical this thing where they talk say government. The real government now the cartel bosses where they run these various regions. If you go like for the state of Manu, for example, the SD or DD not only for propaganda purposes. The DOs, the people that get the real power. All right.
Yep.
Now this shifts them. When then they control the land, the people that they look up to. The people that need to look up to gendarmes. The people that need to look up to police. The people that need to look up to the courts. Because that these traditional survival societies, so as they create in that way, the system understand it tap inside the organic structures of this society them and use that organic power and then give all these people them now the leverage of money, prestige, fame, and status. And then he hook them inside the system.
Wow.
Yeah. So now you see now the SDO, the governor. No. That's why everybody, and then people like they will look now inside those zones. They select like Tabeta, the one they call him Tabetando. They call it senator.
Yep.
It be the second vice president for the national for the Senate. All right, it be number 3 for the Cameroon Senate. So they look someone like that, boom, they appoint him. Then they give contracts. Now that what you don't do, for you must guarantee 100% election victory. Period. Now the whole game that. Paul Biya since 1982 never ever run for any election or campaign for any election.
Yep.
It just set up these structures, these cartel structures, with the most guarantee election victory. All man, for you for survive financially, for you for survive economically, for you for continue to get that fame, you must guarantee me with your one time. I bring them back in the context of Ambazonia.
Yep.
The war for Ambazonia, Mr. Biani defied the Ambazonian people then. The Cameroon government.
How did they fight? And the cartel them?
The Cameroon government need to fight Ambazonians, if I need to understand.
Yep.
Mr. Biani defied Ambazonia. And the cartel they do the fighting. The cartel they do the fighting because they fight for their survival. So they put them for work.
Okay.
That's what Ambazonians need to understand this. Mr. Biani they fight Ambazonians. They live and make now the cartels they do the fighting for themselves. Now the cartel now they must fight for protect their interest, maintain their interest. Now the problem now Ambazonians they get them. So go ahead, move.
Wow. Now this is really deep, because when you break them down now, so put if you see clearly why certain people operate some particular way, why some people they really see something, you feel they be so educated, so knowledgeable, but they will act so stupidly or so foolishly. Now because they don't tie them down for all these Ngomba houses, where they don't get no wiggle way, but for continue for serve the decadent system.
Any person who speak out, they put a bullet in your head. Period.
And
you speak out outside of the script. You operate through a script. You speak out outside of the script, you're done.
So now, you talk about this system where the library program, the Cameroon creator. You break down this one at the national level.
Yes.
Home run.
Yeah.
So you don't replicate that same system internationally?
No, not really.
So
no, not really. It's Cameroon not be that complex.
So what about this? What about the likes of the Ngong them? With another set of their agent them, foreign agents them, more call so foreign assets.
They're not plenty. Now it's small. Look.
Langa people.
How do you tell you something? Most of the problem, Ambazonia problem. Cameroon is
so
not
Ambazonia, Ambazonians be their problem.
Yeah, Cameroon is not that complex. All right, Cameroon not be that complex. All that. So they understand, say, what people, their level of analytical education be very low. The Cameroon government understand. Because I don't talk many times. For most of our people, while the brain will still be active, like the traditional primitive survival brain, right? For most of our people, right? The rational brain, the thinking brain, the objective brain, the creative brain, the analytical brain, the logical brain. If you ask question, it'd be very dormant for most of our people. Okay? But they call and say the frontal lobe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So Cameroon understand that one. And so they be designed the system deliberately. That's why no matter how much people they think say they get education, but very simple, common sense things for their front, so they not feel distinguish them.
Yep.
All right. So if for this level, so come look now a game, now an information game, now a mental game that they play with people them. All right. And they talk with a lot of people the way look. And people they don't spend 50 years for academia. 50 years. People, these people they got these brains, they got this PhD. Man, not just big book people them. But for basic things and so they be nothing no they inside. I be very sorry.
My grandma they call them common sense. So the basic street sense.
Apart from that book, okay, the person who can distinguish between Capo Daniel and you.
That's true.
They're not fit. After 8 years. So, Ambazonia had a problem, not just because not very few people them the day where they get analytic complexity for being able to pick these things them and then immediately and then recalibrate and just point out and kill those things.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things they be linger for a very long time. So the fighting, people like Ngong where they talk, they say, what about Cameroon don't spread this thing across the globe? No, Cameroon not be that complex. Now France established Cameroon, it not give Cameroon independence. So
I'll be able to come on that. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So that they use these cartels for maintain the control of that country. Because if they give them a real state, you go see the various centers of power for Cameroon, some they go fit stand up for fight the French exploitation.
Yep.
And then for fight this, what did they call them? The economic hitman.
Yeah.
Right? The strategy of the economic hitman, what I already point them how they use this man-to-man, fuck man for she-hoes strategy, and the economic hitman that, which means I create a strategy where now I don't psychologically put a gun on your head until you must consistently do what I tell you. If you not do what I tell you, you either die, you lost power, you lost fame, you lost your money, I put you into an accident, yeah? Yeah. So now the same thing they don't do for Mr. Biya. Mr. Biya need the government come on because he want to be president. And because there is a gun on his head for the people that put it there, since that time where they take over that, where they take over that country, the people that put it there, for them for maintain their benefits where they get them from cheap natural resources.
Free. I can call it free natural resources even.
Mr. Biya, they put it for there. He agreed, he signed documents. We must get access to those natural resources. We'll leave you do what you want. All right? You know if you develop the country, because if you develop the country, the people that will start for think, the people that will start for reason, the people that will get better education, you know if you develop the country.
Yep.
So the country must be at a certain state of development. Anytime where they see say there's a small development one come, they trigger in economic crisis. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why if you see them, when they can't construct road, any road, they can't build road for Cameroon people, they like say you don't take them going to heaven.
But when I'm with that tax money be supposed for the services that with that tax money be supposed
for the natural thing.
Yeah.
Road supposed to be now the common basic service where government get for provide them for the people them. But for the people for Cameroon, road, it is like 5-star luxury.
Yeah.
It is like say their government don't do them a favor. It is like say their government don't give them the highest level of development. They don't move them from darkness and then they give them light. So they use now, once they can't build this road for any community, oh, that's it. Game over. Because they live now for this basic level of survival. So any small thing they can do for you now, they don't make you the person now from where it did for that community, they not be ever get road for 60 years. Now they don't come get road. Poor Bia now don't be a god for them.
And that road, most of the time, it lead now to some area for exploitation.
Well, look,
people. No, I didn't deny. I said people, if you see the optics, for the road,
they don't need
for the economic and the strategic benefit.
They don't need to see the optics. They don't need to see the optics. Now, all part of the optics. Now, all part of the game, right? We'll go take a little bit of money. When I don't worry small, we'll take a little bit of money, like right now, and I see what they do for Ambazonia.
Spray and small.
60 years. They never build road infrastructure.
Yep.
Now they can't tell the Ambazonian people and say, oh, now reconstruction will they do them? Will they do reconstruction? We want reconstruct. How you go money reconstruction until we never construct them?
Construct them. That's the question.
Now,
how do you reconstruct?
No, I understand.
That's a very good. That's a good one. How do you reconstruct when you have never constructed?
Ambazonia, their problem. Now, Ambazonia, their problem because you don't get more of we. Okay, you don't get more of we. You don't get more of the egg of seas.
Yeah.
In other movements, with the feet, help Ambazonians and for understand these psychological, mental, social games. And once people they understand the goal, just like the way would he really teach these people them the game? Yeah. Would he take them, spin them around? Okay. Would he take the international community, take La Republique, will spin them around? Okay. Because we understand again. Okay, 24/7 would analyze the game, and then we hit them, bang, 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 right? So what did happen here? You see all of these things happen. So now Cameroon, for example, France, they still control Cameroon. All right, they don't forget free and fair elections because free and fair elections it will bring up a clean competitive system where they go fix the system, and France go lost. They don't want that. So they go allow the fraud, broad daylight. When I see them for 2018, you know, when I see them for 1992, maybe we even see them for 1997, right? Or we don't see these things throughout time and space. They not be new. Now the game this way they play them. They play for the international community. France, they play the game because France is a member of the European Union. France is a member of NATO. France is a member of a lot of these international institutions. And international institutions for diplomacy, it be based on friendships, it be based on alliance, it be based on partnership, all right? It be based on cooperation. They look after each other's interest. So now, when France make a request for a partner country, that partner country go, for France your own interest and for that country your own interest. Because they work for help each other. Because one day you two go need help, Inigo can call France. Right? So now the game this way happen for the international community, not because the international community like Cameroon. Nope. For diplomacy from which I don't learn from my teacher, the man who I don't study the most from, Professor John Mearsheimer. All right, and Professor Sachs. These people, they want to call them when I need help, when I want to get real advice, right? So one thing I say, I get inside the people the way they understand systems, and then I tap into their brains. I said, look, help me to understand this complexity. What did go on here? So they will break them down for me. I said, give me context. They put them for me for context. If I need I need security things. I need to understand certain things. I go for people that don't get 30, 40, 50 years of experience. Okay, it will save me a lot of time for me if I go read all the books. Then I just go straight to the source.
They will break them for you.
They break them for me, and now it helped me a lot for become a lot more effective.
Spokes, one question that I really want to ask you, make. I think probably I'll weigh in on this also.
Go ahead. We're there our story today.
Yeah, the question I want to ask you, Nasi, what did really make we different from like Cameroon? I mean, Ambazonians, as a most I call and say with DNA, and the people, what did make we? Because there's a clear distinction. Besides the fact that we were two different people, what makes us different and what makes Republic of Cameroon as an entity hollow? I want to go deep into this because we put together see this. There is something that if you don't really, as you rightfully talk, so we're going to put the second and third and fourth layer to look at things. What really makes us unique and different from them as two distinct societies? What can you say about that? Because I just have a theory and I want to get your own take on that.
Before I answer that question, there's a lot of other questions we don't ask. I'm gonna be here. Answer.
Respond, okay.
And the things that be important now, we layer onto that. I don't be ever get any interest for Cameroon politics.
Yes. You don't stay with that.
I don't be ever get interest for Cameroon. Once I go through my own pain and torture, just like every young man and every Ambazonian.
Mm-hmm.
I pay my own price for being born in that system.
Yeah.
And the poverty where they deliberately engineer and for live under,
yeah,
and the underdevelopment.
Mm-hmm.
As I talk for you right now, since December 2018,
mm-hmm.
no, December 2017,
mm-hmm.
no, December 2018,
mm-hmm.
with the colonial, the senior divisional officer of Manu, he signed a communique for ask the people of 16 villages of Manu for evacuate immediately, and if they not do them, they go be treated as terrorists.
Was that within 24 hours?
They give them, I think, 24, 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Till today, they know what? Retract that communique. 7 years later, any person will go for these villages, all man be fled, big mommy them, including my grandmother, where at that time she was 92 years old. So 7 years later, if you make the math, all man get for run will become refugees. For all their lives, that's the only thing that they know. Their villages, they make their farm. They don't know what they call on government because they never ever get water for drink.
Yeah.
They never ever get roads. They ancestors they dig their roads with their hand. And the communities that they dig their own roads. And then they find their source of water. Now you can't tell them, say, they leave their villages within 24 to 48 hours. And if not be so, you will send your terrorist occupation soldiers for treat them as terrorists. 7 years later, when the Rongo struggle to be for Nigeria's refugees, the UNHCR not fit take care of them. The money where they even basic money they're supposed to give them, the tent where they stay there, way no day, people die. So some of them they be forced to start for come back. When they come back for start for rebuild their lives, the Cameroon military they come back, can drive every person.
Wow.
The moment they start for come back, the military will come back, can drive every person. The moment they come for start for make their farms them again.
Wow.
Most of them now, they be forced for the stay for their farms. To be bush house them for the stay for their farms, than for them for can't stay for village because they don't know when the military will come kill them. These things that they go on for Ambazonia. And the lives and the conditions and this way the Ambazonian people they live under. All because a few groups of men and women would they be recruited by the Cameroon government. And since 1961, them and their families don't be integrated into this satanic occultist system. And according to them, that 1% of Ambazonians, where they don't give them money, they give them position, they give them power.
Yeah.
They fight now for protect their power at the detriment of 99% or the 8 million plus Ambazonians. So now the war now between the 1% Ambazonians versus 8 million people. Now the war that. The war now between the 1% Ambazonians, the elite, these cartel elites, where they fuck each other for show, versus the 8 million other Ambazonians. Now the war of the fighter. So who's that this passion come from? Passion comes from caring. When you care about something, you develop natural passion for it.
Yeah.
When you fall in love with something, you develop passion for it. When you value something, the lives of our people them, the lives of our picking them, the lives of our papa them, the lives of our mommy them. For the passion come up.
Okay.
Secondly, now imagine you grew up for those conditions.
Yeah.
And then you woke up one morning. They tell your big mommy, this woman will without you, you not forget life. They tell your big mommy, they tell your family, they tell your friends, they tell your relatives, they tell all the people that when you grow up with, and their only source of life and hope, everything be taken away from them. Why they go for be displaced persons? Why they go for become refugees? Why they go for the stand for bush? Look, there is no human being who accept this kind of thing.
Sure.
There's none.
Yeah.
So now for that passion to come out. That passion to come out now because you want do your best for advocate on their behalf. Because when they speak out, whether they speak out from Nigeria, they will find them put a bullet on their head.
Yep.
Or they come back for ground zero and try to speak out, they'll put a bullet on their head. So if you get an opportunity and God give you life, and God give you space, and God give you time, and God give you energy, and He give you a heart, then you get for care. Then you get for care. Because when you, one of a book, there's a book out there, it's gonna say Man's Search for Meaning by Dr. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor. I read Man's Search for Meaning with one of my teacher, Anthony Robbins. When I start for take at the early on, when I want to get into this field, and I be find the best expert into the field for get into. One of the books and way you be recommend them, and I be take my training. A Mindset for Meaning by Dr. Viktor Frankl. Inside the book, Viktor Frankl, being a Jew, and during the Second World War, as Hitler be rammed through, go through Europe, for find all the Jews them, including for Norway.
Yep.
For make sure say they eliminate all them. As they send all these Jews for concentration camp. Viktor Frankl be being a psychiatrist. before the war start. And they can be a victim with the country and the family and they picking them. They send all them for Auschwitz, the famous concentration camp.
Yeah.
A man with a strippy in front of a woman and they picking them. They strip all them naked. Even if not their watch, they beget them. Even if you begin a teeth where they put an artificial teeth and then they get gold fillings, they will pull that teeth from your mouth. They go strip the man, strip the picking, strip the woman, all them. They take away everything these people they get them before they put them into gas chambers and then burn them alive. Is Dr. Viktor Frankl survive? But what he learned inside suffering. Any man will read that book, it will transform you and you go develop the meaning to life. Because now during periods like this, when humanity, when people that go through this kind,
you be challenged.
A challenge. At that time you didn't know who be a human being, we stand up for humanity, we stand up for the people then, we stand up for care. Inside that conditions, Viktor Frankl note one thing as a psychiatrist. The people they get hope for the future. The people they get that small piece of bread.
Yeah.
They go look their brother for corner where they never give chop for 2 days. For whatever reason, they take that piece of bread, they share them. That person they live longer.
Yeah.
That person they recover faster. So Viktor Frankl, for that book, Man Search for Meaning, well, I'd really recommend that make
people read them. I'll find out.
They be interested to understand human psyche and who's a passion they come out. And who's a people that they get power. Why some people that they die, why some people that they survive. Even for our own situations, it will help we a lot.
Okay.
So the passion they come from your capacity where you care so much and you want to end these people their pain. Because that pain they are pain. We live through this pain. All we will get picking them, we get families, we get friends.
Yeah.
When we see we're picking them, they rob we're picking them for mud for University of all papa, all mommy were the day for diaspora, nobody be sleep if you sleep for about 3 months.
Yeah.
When they be occupied boy. Because you worry if your picking don't die for night, if they don't rape your daughter, if they don't kill your son, if they don't enter for the day you woke up for morning time, you see that they drag your picking up for inside shit. All we feel that pain.
Yeah.
So our goal now for how we stop these things, help our people to overcome these things, just like the Jewish people then. The pain where they go through during the Holocaust. The 4 million Jews then where they kill them. It made the Jewish people then, they vow. So for the rest of their lives.
You know what will happen?
For the rest of their lives, they must create a homeland. Or get a country of their own. So that they go, these things they no go ever happen again.
Yep.
For any man and woman of the Jewish race. Sometimes people need to understand why Israel they react the way they react. But go look at their history and look at what they don't go through. And now when they don't get a homeland, they must do whatever it takes for protect that homeland. So, what people they must do whatever it takes for end this
carnage
on our people. With benefit only 1% of our population. The Ambazonian people must do whatever it takes for end Cameroon's occupation, for end this terrorism, for end this dehumanization. We must do whatever it takes. My passion, they come from the love we are getting for our people. I feel the passion they come on. I feel that drive they come on. I feel that energy they come on. Because I don't be a victim of the system.
Yeah.
And I know one make the next set of children, they go through this again. It must come to an end.
Yeah. You know, they always, you know, the fact when you talk these things, so I mean, a couple of weeks ago with a few of my colleagues and for work, I just to tell them, say, when this war be over, my country, I don't think so I get up to 3-5 years for leave for the West. Some they will be totally shocked and taken aback.
For do it.
They ask me, say, don't you like it? I said, no. I long for my home. I long for my home. We have all what we need. We are victims of circumstances.
That's right.
Yeah, we all are victims. The fact that some of us might live in the West and we look good, put on no. There's just one thing in us, one thing, our homeland.
That's right.
That's why we cry, home again, home again. You know, the way you break down this thing, it really sends chills to my skin, honestly. You know, and there is a famous saying, as you rightfully, you go deep into the level at which I say people. I don't know how people get. I don't know whether our people understand just where you come from and which you don't talk, because you don't say something in the way you talk with you just talk like sick. Where at times you need to take time for go beyond some level for get a deeper understanding and deeper meaning for which we talk. They begin. I mean, I see how you break and down. Say for manage our oppression, our subjugation as a people. That is the level at which they have to go through to ensure that the overseers of our occupation, that is a part of us, stay focused. So I'm saying they say no occupation, successful occupation will take place without the willful participation of a portion and a segment of the occupiers.
A very select few. Always a very select few.
Always you're right. Like we get into like for the same case we narrate on like the Jewish genocide. We get one on the Yudon Rot, where they be an active participant.
Yeah.
And for the genocide of their people. But as you break them again, it falls in the context for the fact, say, like the how to call it, the prime minister them and the Tabenyang and the rest, they in that position because they be held is a matter of their existence. It's an existential threat also for them, and also they get all the prestige and everything again for them. Their pay for them that for ensure say they do what they do now. The Siam.
Second, now, which you don't
go
talk.
ahead. Sorry.
By when the liberation don't pick up steam around that 2017, that the public start to understand for fight this team eager for recruit counter agents inside Ambazonians.
Yeah.
So we must understand the psychology of the game, right? And So quickly, 3 key actors they be emerged around 2017. 3 key actors.
Yeah.
You get Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, it's time for preach a certain gospel will resonate with the Ambazonian people. Dr. Cholu Kasayaba, and then Sisikwa Yotabe Julius Cameroun. There were three key actors around 2017 where they really emerge for push this thing forward.
Yeah.
Joseph Weber, he make number 4 actor. Were 4 by around 2017. Were just 4 key actors.
Yeah.
Once these actors they merged, at some date we will get other discussions. Once they emerge, you see, they say the direction of Dr. Cholu Kasayaba and Dr. Beneza Kwanga, it make a lot of sense to the Ambazonian people then, because the other alternatives they don't be tested and tried and they not produce any result. Yeah?
For over 60 years, yeah.
So the logic of the armed resistance, it will make a lot of sense to Ambazonians. And from the explanation, the advocacy, it show how it could really help the struggle. Wait till the Republic finally do. Very quickly, they inject for Texas Sekwa Yoktabe out because September 22, 2017, when he called all Ambazonians out, Ambazonians overwhelmingly took to the streets.
That was a referendum.
Yeah, so it be a self-declared referendum where the Ambazonian people they do. And so at that moment, once La Republique see now say they say this signature referendum with the Ambazonian, this social signature referendum with the Ambazonian people don't do them by themselves. And it literally showed to the world now say they say the people that be ready for self-determination.
Yep.
La Republique start for make calculations about Ayoktabe. All right. They start to make quick calculations about Ayoktabe. They start to plan. How for make sure say they decapitate Ayoktabe in order for reduce that momentum where it is game for the liberation struggle. You get the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what did they do? They quickly get in people like Chris Anu. Okay.
Sako.
They start for prop them up. Sako start for become Dr. Common Sense for do some very stupid, simple analysis then. Because, you know, Sako no fit talk. So, Sako start for do Dr. Common Sense. The moment they decapitate Ayoktabe will already be for because if I talk to Ayoktabe, just for simplified communication, people will be vexed. Why need to call it Siseko? All right. Siseko Ayoktabe. Because people will say, oh, I'll be very disrespectful for the man. No, it just makes communication a lot more easier. So,
give you props. Yeah.
So the moment La Cameroon realized and say, this man don't become very popular through a peaceful social advocacy, become very popular. So when they do redeclaration of restoration of independence, 1 week later, while people they respond, Cameroon declare war. For October 1 for 2017, they killed 481 Ambazonians for one evening. For October 1, 2017, they killed 481 Ambazonians for one evening. They don't bring troops from Equatorial Guinea. They bring troops from Chad.
Chad, yeah.
Send them all for the southern zone. All. Flood that place. Slaughter Ambazonians. Enter, house them for inside the corner, move big one them for house, cut, use knife, chop all man. After they use that helicopter gunships, and then the following day, then SSF they beat them, they go start for dig mass graves. For take all this body, they bury them, they have for hide them. So for reduce that momentum, they work on a plan. Sisi Kwayoka will already be for the United States.
Yep. I remember I began for visit for Minnesota.
They began for walking back. People they already start for prepare their documents for asylum, for for United States.
Yeah.
But guess what? They walk it all the way back. They find way. Because he come in with all that zeal. There is no team of people with a surrounding, with a feed do intelligence analysis and for understand the motive of the occupier. Like some of we, for the Ambazonia Governing Council. We'll be very meticulous for analyze intelligence and understand the objective of the occupier. That's why some meeting they will need the antenna.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
So the walkie back, make it come back for Nigeria.
I need to call you talk show. Go ahead. Yeah.
Let him make it come back on Nigeria. Why? Because they tell you they want to do negotiations. So the Cameroon government want to negotiate. So the Cameroon government don't send a high level of delegation for meet with and the cabinet for start the negotiation process. So the moment they hear the word negotiation, boom.
But they don't even analyze them. They don't know
Walk
who they
back. As they reach $50 million as Uncle Larry Ayon Itelwe, where the Cameroon government promised the top officials of Nigerian Secret Intelligence Services. 50 million for Cameroon government for offer and for Nigerian Secret Intelligence Services and the top officials for just shit on them quiet. That's why they pick them, keep them there for a couple of months, and then boom. All that one, a part of the game for stop the momentum. The momentum not be stopped. Why? Because the only reason where the liberation not die at that point, that because as I be pointer, the liberation will be centered around the Ayoktabe IG because it be just emerged. Dr. Kwanga be don't build a strong path. Dr. Cholukas Ayaba and the egg of City they don't build a strong path and what they be doing for daddy. So once those triggers they enter, you see all these daddy forces, these 7,000 Ambazonians, with the ADF, we don't train them for daddy and for other blocks for Ambazonia, like Kekugesem, and other parts of Ambazonia. You see all of these forces now, they be immediately, not be premature, yes, because some of them don't finish their training, but some of them not be never finish their training. So they go for prematurely now, go for send them into the field. Waiting Ambazonia, they not be know, make a talk today. I don't talk at one time, but Ambazonia, they quickly forget. The plan for these 7,000 Ambazonian forces with the ADF, with the trainer, it not be just be enough for just woke up, go fight. From 2013, 2014, Dr. Cholukas Ayaba and the team we belong from back then, they don't map out the entire territory. The entire territory for every place where army camp, police station, gendarme station, B camp, SDO's office, everything it will already be mapped out. So waiting for happen if they not be prematurely disrupt that plan. These 7,000 forces, they for take over Ambazonian within 1 hour. Within 1 hour, they for enter inside Ambazonia and then the occupation system for be captured. Overwhelm the system and take over the system. But when those events they happen, and then that video for Daddy, when the leader be reach for Daddy for commission those forces, when out of excitement, some 1 or 2 persons they record those things. They leak those videos. That the only reason that way they prematurely get for send these forces them out, because the video will already be leaked, and the Cameroon government now they deploy their troops them for daddy. If not be so, this war for them be over a long time ago.
I get something for talk because
Adam
maybe,
Mabura.
you know, I just put in a little bit of context to which we don't analyze them, not just from listening, but being an insider during that period. If Siseko
Yes.
be just, if Siseko be features, take a breath, walk with Dr. Ayabacho then as a team, this thing would have been all as you rightfully put on, because the combination of a power, the combination of the this will be get at that time, the popularity, and combine them with the forces will be getting. If we fit, take a step back, and the plans will be getting for ground, for work together. I believe, as you rightfully talk, the way the plan will be mapped out, just a little bit of time, if we release all those forces and well trained with the weapons, they will overwhelm that places them. But because of the like Cameroon agents and where they be implant them around it, and they don't get that level of analysis for analyze things them. I mean, the people they get around it to don't get that level of analysis for analyzing them, for know where danger lie and where danger don't lie. Because if they be get them,
yeah, but bro, like honestly, that's not quite true, right?
okay, break another move here.
The path that will be very different. At the first thing,
okay,
the path that will be very different. Number two, both sides at that period. Remember, a political relationship, they take time for build them. They take time for mature. You got to take time for build trust. Events that be happen so fast, and so no period, not be really time, not be really there for build trust, test trust before you get into some kind of political relationship, because political relationships they be very dangerous or formal. They can end you in jail. They can get you killed. They can send you.
Somehow ego be played there. Ego be play.
No, bro. Again, I understand how all we feel. I understand. I understand what sentiment, because I understand what sentiment about if some person be do so, if some person be do so. This is liberation politics.
Well,
nobody goes to liberation politics blindly. I don't care who you be. I don't care who you be. You don't go into liberation politics blindly, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, that's the point.
I mean, I understand the point, say Ambazonian, because of the impatience and the desperation for one freedom, they just think, say, oh, if this person be just join this person. Now the same thing then too, Siseko to go talk. Oh, if Dr. Ayaba and Dr. Akwanga, they see the momentum where I create them, why do not become join me? It's the same thing if he talk, right? Now the same thing Ambazonian if he talk. Dr. Akwanga
I go defend the ego of stance during that period, in the sense, say, we're not against that, but the fun say the terms and the arrogance would be push them forward.
That's why again, if you take all these other superficial words and would use them, if you take them out, look at liberation politics from a pragmatic perspective.
Yep.
Just look at me from a pragmatic perspective. Take all of these things out. It takes time. How long ago since then? Why did you say it don't be so difficult for we for collaborate? If collaboration be that easy.
Well, that's true.
I do the art. So which are the type of talk I say? It takes time for understand the other side. You got to understand whose side they go, which will be their mission, which will be their purpose. Some of these conversations, time not be there, forget these conversations.
And we also go for understand, say during that period, the enemy, they sleep. It will work continuously for tear them apart. tear
No,
we to apart.
not really the enemy. Not really the enemy. It be the time, not be day. Ambazonia be only get 3-4 months. That's a very short period of time for understand a political partner. That's a very short time. So I want you to just understand these things, because when people they create movements, this movement they get purpose, they get aim, and sometimes for merge the two movement. If he and the other people then for palaver would not be understanding. Some person not be on one get involved for armed resistance, and now nigga for come from an alliance with you. You know what the political implications, the legal implications for those people then?
Well,
so sometimes, please, bro.
Well, true, and the mindset and how you join the liberation are true matter.
We get for understand. Yeah.
So now, personally, I get one last thing before we wrap up on some few touch on a few comments and for on the impact of geopolitics and current situation for Ambazonia and how we feel leverage for free self. But before then, I want to ask you personally. I know say this revolution, besides the fact it will be comrades in arms, you get a personal relationship with Dr. Ayabacho. Personal in the sense, at least you guys are, I mean, not a brother to you, not a brother from different mami bele, but now one thing that Ambazonian never come for understand how you come for build this. Now we would inside how you can build this personal brotherhood relationship with Dr. Ayabacho. Wait till this spur you. You don't call 3 different moments that they arise, and also you interact with all them. But wait to make you be so, how to call them? It make you be so convinced, and you put in your all. I call you your personality is the where from where I look at aspect of I not really been an ardent follower of zodiac signs, but there are some things that I know about it. You be a type of person where you either not get yourself involved in something or giving your all. That's one thing that I've known about you over the course of time, which make you give your total committed support for Dr. Ayabacho, which make you looking like this is a brother, this is someone that gets it. They cry with the cry for relief, put them from that pain, which will make you look what you see in Dr. Ayabacho. We call it also, yes, this is someone that sees with the same lens that I see. What you make Ambazonian come for understand, because that's something that we really like for get a little bit deep into for just for people then for know, you know.
I don't think so. You get time to forget this discussion.
maybe it will be like a whole show of your own.
No, like seriously. And one of the most important questions this way any person ever asks me. This thing requires an outing on its own. I'm not kidding. Because which you have unravel and for Ambazonians about who this man be. But because you don't ask a question for here, I feel say we need for schedule 2 outings on ACN.
Okay.
Get a conversation about who Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba be. The Ambazonian people them, they don't know who this man be.
Yeah.
The enemy spend a lot of time for make Ambazonia, they don't know who they be.
Who it be. Right.
2 critical things. Number 1, I be a researcher.
Yeah.
The first thing.
Yeah.
I need to get into things anyhow. Before I get into something, I get to know which I to get myself into. And I get to know which I to get myself into, what it be about.
Yeah.
And number 3, we work. Which I to get myself into and what did this thing be about? And number 3, if I commit myself into, will it succeed? Okay.
Yeah.
So I do my research, just like every Ambazonian. I build a platform. The moment these things start, I start to build a platform. As much as I don't get any interest, once it start, I start to see our people, they start to suffer. I look across the landscape and realize and say, the landscape be very filled with a lot of anger. People be very angry, and they get right for being angry. But you not fit communicate and get your point across when that anger overwhelm you.
Sure.
Right? So Ambazonian they react a lot. Instead for break down what did happen. Instead for explain what did happen. So I see a need, I see a gap, I see value where I fit Adam, I see contribution where I fit make them, for which I don't see them from my own vantage point. So I start to make my analysis. Would they be the key actors for this thing? I look into Agbabala, I look into Fontainebleau, and I laugh. I just laugh. I'm like, this is going nowhere. It go end for place where it start. Justice Ayapor for make a big difference. But he's a very peaceful man. So his style and his own way for just one legal and peaceful advocacy, for call the state for be reasonable. No. An unreasonable state not will become reasonable just because you want them to be reasonable.
A banana republic, a barbaric state.
So I looked into already that. I said, okay, fine. Now good advocacy. The maximum where Cameroun for fit for Guiana for the Ambazonian people them for 2017, 2016 and early 2017. The maximum where Cameroun for Guiana. Now for reform the education, the GC board. Now the maximum that. They for reform the GCE board, and then they for do a little bit of reformation of the legal system for add either the Anglo-Saxon, the common law for part of their representation for their Supreme Court. Now the highest that way they for fit for go.
And it will be a sham, just a sham.
Of course, but not a game, right?
Yeah.
So once I look into the various actors, I already know. So once I know say that side will fail, I start to look into the practical aspect of a liberation struggle. I look into Ruby Siseko Ayoktabe Julius. At that time, you know, even be a primary actor, be just to be part of the singer, the Cameroon Association in Nigeria. I start to look into Dr. Kwanga. I start to study about Dr. Kwanga. I start to research about Dr. Kwanga. I start to watch all his speeches, and I start to analyze his speeches because I start to look for consistency and I start to look for character.
Yeah.
I start to look for consistency. I start to look for character. Then I look if this person actually get a strategy.
Yep.
Then I start to look into Dr. Cho. Let me know how much time we get, please, so that.
No, we get a little bit of time. We'll still get more time. At least we'll still get like 10 more minutes.
Okay, so
as you rightfully talk. Sorry, I don't want any interrupt you, folks. I want me to give Reader's Digest because we really forget a show on the man. On the man, yeah. Give you a Reader's Digest on why you put on.
I just give you a summary today.
Yeah, then yes, we'll get a full show about this man because
so
they need to get impression about.
Once I start to do this analysis, certain things they start to show up. Certain things they start to show up. Dr. Kwanga, it will be a preacher of the armed resistance, but he not get any plan.
Okay.
For all the research you are doing, for all the videos, all the speeches, everything we don't ever write up, there was no plan. I follow Dr. Choi's speeches. I follow the analysis. I follow the things that we don't write down. I follow all the things that I go back. I dig all these archives. The things that we don't do them in the mid 90s, in the early 2000s. I start to see a consistency in messaging, in position. Then it put out a 3-step plan. It lay out a clear liberation plan. Now, 2 ingredients they be necessary for any liberation struggle for succeed. Now, only 2 ingredients. Number 1, you need a charismatic leader. And number 2, you need a compelling political movement. It created 2. It created 2 for Ambazonia. When I come down inside of it, not be only because it be get a plan, not be because it be charismatic. Through time, as I will build that platform they call on Southern Cameroon Leadership Strategy, where you know I'm that time, yes.
Yeah.
I not be involved for FGOC. I not be ever talk with any person for FGOC. I be just do my pure analysis. For educate Ambazonians about the Republic, their actions, about the various actors, which they offer them, which not offer them, their various shortcomings. Right? I do a contrastive analysis for Take Sako, Dr. Kwanga, and Dr. Yaba. I do a contrastive analysis for 2018 when they don't take out Siseko, Sako don't take over. I do them. They out there. Maybe people go back, go watch those things. So Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, now an Ambazonian, more than any other Ambazonian would ever exist. There is no Ambazonian who would ever exist like Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. There's none. There is none. This man, a different beast. They approach me, tell me, say they come for Canada for 2018. Remember, I get no relationship with the organization.
I remember. I remember very well.
Now which guy this, man? This is like the tier place for analysis. Which guy this? So
I remember.
They tell me, say, look, you go to come for Canada. You be okay for be one of the 4 persons them where they'll go pick up from airport. I'm like, now when I go pick this man, I go be part of the people that they pick this man up for airport. I not be part of an organization. I not be part of a leadership for Canada. Now when I join them for go pick them, why? They said, look, we want to make you see what did happen for yourself. You are a researcher and a good storyteller.
And a good analyst. Yeah.
And so we want to make you see what did happen. So that if you inform the Ambazonian people, this thing a bullshit or it be real. So I meet up my other 3 brothers, go for airport, we pick up this man. It'd be very unassuming. When you meet up, when you meet up, first of all, when people they see me, right? People they see me for outside, because people they think say this is just because I walk up, people they think say I be a very big guy. Like my name, I'm not a big guy, but I be very strong, but I not be a big guy.
Yeah.
But when I meet up here, I'm like, Like now the man is really cause all this trouble. Like seriously.
All we get that experience.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, now the man this. When
Yes.
the public, it make Pobia, it make the international community list.
Big France. Yes.
Man,
That's the same experience I had. Yeah.
it will be such an experience. But when you meet up this man, the warmth where you go get him.
Yeah.
The friendliness where you go get him from this man. It be very genuine. It be very happy for see egg of sea leadership for Canada.
Yep.
It be so happy for meet up these leaders. It be very surprised to see me. That you see how genuine it be for see me.
Unreal. Yeah. Real.
It's so real.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and for that, we come out, we go for the chairman in house. They get discussion. Obviously, I need to understand a lot of the discussion, but I pick up a lot of what did happen.
Yeah.
They get a lot of discussion. And a national security advisor, be fit for make them to Canada from the United States that night.
Yeah.
And a decision is supposed to be made by the leadership where they for present for a front. And that decision, but when that decision be made, the national security advisor be there. So now where they begin to review that decision and probably make an alternative decision, it's a no. It's deny. It's a not make a decision. We will not be there like we will not make that decision. And now the other person not be here present when I not change that decision. They betrayer. Listen to this. Because one person not there will not change that decision because it will be a betrayal of trust of that other person. Like, wow. It protect the interest of the person will not be around.
Yeah.
And that person being a woman. One, just because say wanna be the two-man picking there, there, when I can't change a decision where the woman not there. The interest must be protected. When I not betray. They not reverse that decision until the next day. The person may be able to get a flight for come in the next day morning before they review that decision. Then that night, around 1 o'clock, a lot of discussion don't take place around 1 o'clock at night. They asked me, say, we know it's the first time this will meet up Dr. Cho for security purpose. Dr. Cho didn't have a hand tonight. Did you hear so?
Yeah.
For security purpose, take care of Dr. Cho tonight. Even if you go for sleep on floor for your living room, you go sleep on floor.
They go stay.
Security purpose. The deaf chair, we don't come that night. I go for drive. The leader on the deaf chair, an hour and a half for night, around 1 a.m.
Wow.
Reach my place. When we reach, obviously for here, we drink tea. We need to talk over tea. We talk
Tea.
leaf tea and stuff.
Yeah.
I go make tea. We sit down. Don't go wash. Me, I sit down. Deaf chair sit down. You sit down. Ask you one question. As I don't study you for a very long time from a distance. You be a very likable person. I want to ask you something. You sure say this thing will work. Now listen very carefully.
Yep.
You sure say this thing will work. My brother, the answer to that question is start the beginning of a friendship. It start the beginning of a relationship. It start the beginning for me for be a critical asset for the success of the EGOFC and the leadership of Dr. Chulu Kasayaba. One question we ask him. It lead to a 2-hour conversation where it take we right up to 4:30 a.m. for morning time. With this man, it lay out everything. And man to man.
Yeah.
Brother to brother.
Yeah.
No bullshit. It tell me the pain we'll get for go through as a people.
Yep.
It tell me the suffering we'll get for go through as a people. It lay them all out. And it start the beginning of a new journey and a new chapter and a friendship. I understand most Ambazonians, they don't know Dr. Cho before me. The last 7 years, the friendship with me and you build them. It's been a different kind of a friendship.
Yeah.
I come to know this man, the hardest working human being, the hardest working leader with any of we will ever meet up on.
Yeah.
I study leadership psychology. So my work is for study the psychology of leaders and why they succeed and why some they fail. I tell you something. For all the leaders who I don't study them, I need to talk about liberation. Just even for the second person, we don't come close. Even for Ambazonia, only one other person don't get that kind of work ethics with Dr. Cho get that. So I come to know this man in and out on a very deeper personal level. I will develop a lasting, trusting relationship like none other. I see they go sleep. We talk before they go sleep. I see they woke up. I stay there because I did mostly study me for night. It is sleep about 3 hours maximum sleep.
Yep.
With 4 hours max.
True.
He get for woke up by 5 a.m. It already woke up for ground zero their time. For check all the commanders.
Yeah.
Every day. For check on all the commanders. Review the intelligence we don't come in that night. Monitor activities on the ground. Check on all the commanders 7 days a week. Review plans, review operations. Make sure, say, if you don't get intelligence, where they get for invade this one, who said if you move resources, how the fit stop them, man, they're a different human being.
Yeah.
I want, if you get time, please. Tomorrow.
No, we'll get for me and you get the whole show on.
Time, please, make a host it for ACN. I want make we talk about, make we go right deep into how it operate.
Yeah.
How it think, how what it be, how it see, what it be relationship with the forces, what it be relationship with the organization. Like, make we go deep into stuff and make we bring up things them, even the one that would be controversial, make we bring them up.
Yeah. No, that's you talk like no, you go to how I mean when you talk say that requires a show, a full-blown show. The man Dr. Ayabacho.
And we'll go so that we fit display images.
Yeah.
We fit show some pictures then, all right?
Yep, you're right. The man, Dr. Ayabacho, we need to get a whole show because it be very, very educative and it be me people they understand who the leader it be. Because some people don't still get them. Some people don't still get it.
Also, I will give Ambazonian them a context of how Cameroon and Norway they try to use Capodania right now.
Okay. we need that show tomorrow, unfailingly. No, we need that show tomorrow, unfailingly. I think we need a show for this particular topic. I beg you clear a calendar. More.
I be at your service.
Okay.
Anything we concern Ambazonian. Even if I get 2 hours of sleep, I will use that 2 hours of sleep to do those things, and then I continue my other thing.
Okay. I know how dedicated you are, of course. And before you go, I want to ask you one last question. Something don't always do. I notice they put on, they don't handle them.
Now wait to that.
Yeah, I want to make you try to get into this. Which be La Republic of Cameroon, they meet we as a functional state. And the first thing where they hit we now economy. How they do them? What will be the reason there for back? And how they succeed for successfully put we or they break we the way they break we. Yeah, the rationale behind,
yes,
how they manipulate them, and that's rationale behind why they go straight. They give we a dagger straight into our heart in the economy. Why they be doing so? How they do them, and wait you don't be the deficiency we don't suffer them as a people. Just with what they do for we, how they meet we, why they go after that, and
bro,
yeah, that's what I show.
Any person, no need that. Any person where study the mechanics of a liberation and the mechanics of how occupation system they function. Yeah, I read a lot. When I get time, maybe sometimes they want to be house for like 3 weeks or a month. Sometimes they read a book a day.
Wow.
Right? Sometimes they watch 4 hours of specific lectures.
Yep.
On specific topics from experts on a daily basis. Because I want to broaden my knowledge for be able to serve the Ambazonian people. So it'd be very easy. The Ambazonian people, when they leave the Eastern House and come back from Ambazonia, for start the process for set up a self-governance, they not be build intelligence infrastructure.
Okay.
The first thing that.
Okay.
Not be any infrastructure for intelligence for protect which they want build them. It is like today, some person go buy a computer, buy a laptop, buy a computer system, and then build, buy
antivirus
system. I'm sorry, you not get a computer.
Right.
Okay. You not get a computer. That computer be owned by hackers.
Yes. No,
yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
So if you buy a computer, you not get antivirus for that computer. You not get a computer.
Yeah.
All the information we get for that system, it don't be owned by hackers. So first, moving into the territory, they start for set up a government. They start for create up an assembly. They not build any intelligence services infrastructure.
To monitor and oversee those, to manage them.
To monitor both internal and external intelligence.
Yeah.
For being able to protect those institutions then where they be the builder. Number two, as you know, the only reason we buy antivirus now for act as a defense mechanism for protect our infrastructures, and for act as a deterrence. You know, build that intelligence infrastructure for help them for pick up all the intelligence
signals
of the plans, the signals of even from 1954 of Cameroun, their own plan against Ambazonia. Okay, they for start for help the leaders them analyze this intelligence and then go start for present for this intelligence and then make recommendations for the leaders them for start for put intelligence for start for put
defense
countermeasures in place and how to protect the institutions, how to protect Ambazonia, and then therefore pick up intelligence about where to be France their plan on Ambazonia with La République. Now they for start for prepare themselves. They for start for prepare themselves about how they go do this negotiation, tactics of negotiation. They probably, because if they get that intelligence, they not for go in so blindly.
Good.
Right? For now, go seek expert advice, right? Whether now for go get private consultant them as expert, now for seek out, they for do them.
Or so, follow through on the UN for make sure sitting and be.
Well, before you want to follow through on the UN, you have to pick up the intelligence in the first
that's
place.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The intelligence will lead them now for make sure.
There we go. So for each meeting where the Buan go, for each step where the Buan take them now, intelligence for help them for understand the plans of the enemy.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that we would put them outside, would do them, right? Now because we pick up intelligence from the international alliance where Cameroon don't build them for weaken the Ambazonian struggle. We pick up intelligence from Cameroon. We pick up intelligence from the internal threats. We pick up all this intelligence. So it help we now for putting countermeasures, counter systems, and take alternative actions. Sometimes for build certain partnerships we don't build them. For example, the partnership, partnership with the United States. It comes from analyzing intelligence and for no place with things that they push things. So we now get for find ways for mitigate the damages where they will cause them if we leave those things. So we build alliances and then you see what you don't happen for the international system. Right? So that's the primary reason that all the other things and but the foundational reason that we make them now because they see the vulnerability. They see the vulnerability. So that's why they move in now. And the first thing, first of all, the economy of the people. Now, without the economy, I'm sorry, any system we get will collapse. It's like today, some person can't take away your bank account. It take over your job or your business or your consulting or your outlets of financial outlets. Once they take those things, what will happen? They don't cripple you psychologically, they cripple you financially, they cripple you economically. So now for them for negotiate with you, it will be a lot more easier because now, so now all part of the game. And the people that don't understand the game, they will become victims of the game.
Wow. No, you really, say you really cut through something where I not be done think beyond that because the key in our intelligence, if we be set up that structure from the jump, it will help if we put other triggers in place. But because we know we get them, as rightfully talk, we pick the internal and external signals for know what we need for safeguard and for protect what we try to build them. As rightfully talk, it's just there you get fine woman put them for house, you know, put gate, you know, put fence. Any kind of come from any angle can carry them.
Obviously.
It be painful because
or if you not be able for meet some certain basic needs of that woman, or if you not be able for also provide certain things, right? So right?
You just forget, not true. You know, one last thing before we leave Ambazonian, before we go, one last thing. I know say I don't take up your time. You get a lot of
Okay,
you're a
bro.
busy guy. You have a
I'm
lot going.
I'm here at your service.
I want point on one thing. I know you don't be the top voice for race and expose the hypocrisy of one country where it call itself, where it brandish itself like champions of democracy, protectors of human rights, fighting for peace and the rest. You don't expose, open that people their undergarment will see the filth and the dirty way they under. No way. No way. You know, can you speak to the fact how comes no way it openly humiliate itself for take someone with it do it way they profess the champion them, someone where they protect human rights, someone where they protect the people, someone where they protect the genocide of the people like Dr. Yabachu. You will speak on their action or their behavior towards that and against an open international violation will happen for Ambazonians. If we speak on that particular two aspects, them because you talk on the early part of the show, you talk about the capture of Siseko and a cabinet from in another country, cross international boundaries, from the country where they run away from and they don't really get refugee status for another country.
And some of them are citizens.
Yeah, for that country. They carry them, can't jail them. Cross international boundaries, can't jail them. Canada.
No, Norway. You talk about Norway.
Sorry, I mean, yeah. No way. You know, if you talk about them, but you talk about your local, then you stand for the front wall. Talk about human rights.
Bro, I want to plead with all Ambazonians. Most Ambazonians, they grow up for understand, say the international system, like a place for go seek justice. And it be governed by a set of rules and principles and human rights. Mm-hmm. Now the education that we get our Cameroon.
Sure.
Because Cameroon give you that education. Now for make you for understand, say they say Cameroon to go play by those set of rules. And Cameroon make you for understand, say they say, now those rules, if you get a problem with Cameroon today, now those rules, you go follow now those rules. Now listen very carefully on this.
Yeah.
Cameroon teach Ambazonians them international relations where it not be applicable to how states function,
yeah,
and to how the international system function.
Yeah.
But they teach them a watered down version of international relations will be based on principles of international laws and international and human rights. With the hope, say, what people now they will start for not only see those things, but what people now go to behave for the hope, say, there is an adjudication process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If problem there between Ambazonia and Cameroon, then Ambazonia get for following this path.
Yes.
Now the first thing that.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, Norway do what he do. Now because France will the govern Cameroon, mm-hmm, and Cameroon, this thing a game. Okay, now an information intelligence game. France and Cameroon from 2018, mm-hmm, after they decapitate the IG of Siseko Ayoktabe Julius, mm-hmm, the next target it been a Dr. Choluka Sayaba. Mm-hmm. The next target from 2018 it been a how the fit decapitate. The primary goal of the occupier now for make the liberation leaderless. Remember, I don't talk say there are two components. Mm-hmm. Only two things a day where they make any liberation struggle. A charismatic leader, if he create a following, you get an ideology people will buy into, and then you get a compelling institution where could drive the liberation struggle.
Yeah.
They decapitate Siseko for stop the momentum of the liberation. Dr. Cho, the organization, the gap where the Cameroon be created and be big. The aid of C with the ADF where they be don't create, it fill that gap and then push the liberation beyond what Cameroon be the expecter.
Yeah.
The AGOFC and the ADF become an immediate target of the occupier, because the goal of the occupier, 2016, they take consortium, decapitate consortium with the arrest of Bala and Fontaine. 2017, the December of 2017, Ayokabe don't gain prominence, momentum. The AGOFC don't gain prominence and momentum through ADF. So they go after Siseko because it was a lot more easier. Betty back on Nigeria, boom, decapitate that organization, take the Naira 10, they stop, they close that gap. Next target, Dr. Cho, the ADF, and the AGOFC. Cameroon focus all its resources, both internal and external resources, to focus specifically for disrupt the AGOFC from inside. For make sure say the AGOFC not be fit for raise money from outside. To make sure say Dr. Ayaba with all the charisma, like when he go for that speech for New York, he deliver that speech, any place where he go, they realize and say, he go offer the Ambazonian people them the first thing where any liberation struggle need a charismatic leader. So now their goal, now how they fit blackmailing, character assassination, how they fit disorientated, and how they fit disorientate the AGOFC, for make all the leaders of the AGOFC, for make the public, may they not trust this man. So all those things, now part of the intelligence work that, because they get this intelligence now that they act on those intelligence. And when I see what happened by 2018, they start to recruit the J car, they start to recruit the SICOP. Then, as the one, matter when something I never talk about outside. Before the one installed Samuel Sako Ikome into the IG, because there was a 3 months gap. 4 months gap. There was a 4 months gap. You know, be feeling. It took Siseko, it took 4 months before they find some person. In between those 4 months, they bring in Eric Tato from La République. They sponsor Eric Tato, a woman, and they picking them into the United States. Before they introduce Sako. So that Eric Tato now, Sako no fit talk. Eric Tato, a journalist, he get experience in public communication. So they bring in Eric Tato for introduce Sako, and then for help Sako, for show up Sako, because Sako not be fit for do the selling by himself. I want to understand how this game to be played, eh? Now politics, now game. Once they start for prop up Sako, Sako must counter. Remember, number one, they don't decapitate Siseko and the IG. Now all that. The next movement will remain as a threat. Dr. Akwanga they exist, but Dr. Akwanga not build any movement. So Dr. Akwanga is not a threat.
You know, we get a vision or a plan as we talk. As we talk.
If we get a voice.
If we get a voice, right, but plan. True.
There is no organization who feels supportive or be effective. The AGOFC, you don't brand the ADF. You get IVO on the ground. You get ADF on the ground. So that you do a lot. You don't make them become a leading primary voice for the liberation. La République for go after, for stop her by all means. So they go for bring in Sako, an unknown actor, an unknown voice, but Sako no go fit deliver. So they bring Eric Tato from the ground, help you with visa, with the picking them, with a woman, boom, they shoot it in. And then they lock connecting now here and Sako, Eric Tato now will help for show up Sako. And then the work now from the great Sako IG. The goal for fight the egg of sea.
Yep.
Okay. Decapitation. From
That's
inside.
why it became the first 7 most effective leaders then for fighters for ground for Southern Zone. It kill them.
Bro. Okay. Regardless of that, we understand the game
No,
plan.
I get yeah. I said that the first time it be
the game plan.
Stuff, yeah.
Game plan. Boom. Understand the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
The game plan for make the liberation leaderless.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to go after. They don't take the core movement. This is They don't decapitate that one. They don't make the organization useless.
Mm-hmm.
They introduce Sako for take over whatever become of Sisekwe IG now become Sako IG. Mm-hmm. Sako not be fit. Sako not get the personality. You not get what he take. So they need some we get boost Sako up. They bring in Eric Tato for sure Sako up. Once they come in, boom. Sako not talk about anything. He launched my trip to Boya. They get for use my trip to Boya as a way that the public pump a lot of money for my trip to Boya. Now listen very carefully. All of the public associations and for diaspora, most of the chairpersons for both Ambazonia and Cameroun cultural associations at that time, they be core members of the CPDM. One of the guys will be the president of the Canada Association, one of the big umbrella for Canada here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That guy pumped in about 50,000 Canadian dollars into my trip to Boya. That money they come out from the Cameroon embassy. Not that money, it come out from the Cameroon Central CPDM committee. They push them for shut up Sako. They want to use now money for pump Sako up, for give Sako the resources, the pride. We go make Sako become something we not be.
Yep.
And as Mbandam and all the rest, they confess them, all them they pump money. Most of that money, not be all the money come out from Ambazonians.
Yeah.
Most of the money for my trip to Boya. Now CPDM money, where they use them for show up the Sakos, for prop them up as a counter to something we get substance on the ground and substance out here. I want to just lay that one.
Yep.
Once you don't raise now that money, their goal now for disorientate. Number one, that popularity, it could drown out the egg of sea, the ability for raise money publicly.
Yep.
So they go for fight, they go for recruit everybody for fight the egg of sea. Character assassination. They could go after the money character, for ridiculing, right? Shaming, anything with you, insulty, right? It becomes like the norm that, right?
Yep.
We take away that component we get on for being a charismatic leader. That part of the game that. So if you look at around 2017, around 2018, 2019.
1819, yeah.
Egg of Sea beget a lot of struggles.
Yep, of course. Of course.
Financially. So the members, which is Save the Egg of Sea, the dedicated members of the Egg of Sea,
input resources.
They pull in and stand and continue the focus on the ground. The members of the Egg of Sea across the globe, they do a lot of work for save this organization
and the revolution
and the liberation. So that's the first thing. That number two, once they don't do that work, since that work not succeed, they work for decapitate and disorientate the Egg of Sea from inside, through the Sakos and the Anus. Not be fit for succeed. Now they therefore go on the ground for decapitate the forces on the ground. That's why Sako, and Anu, the Sakos IG, with that, with all them, with the Eric Tato, if not see what will happen, they disrupt the ground through county by county, and then that will not end for day. Once they not succeed, they not still succeed, they get for go after the ADF for kill the 39 fighters of the ADF, and for that moment, they want also kill General Efam, right? They end up for kill the commander for, I think, Agaba, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they kill Agaba. Come on over Bamenda Central.
They kill Agada. They kill
Agaba. Agaba, yeah.
Not which that sniper name. They kill, and they kill the 37 others, all for one day. Why? Because now part of this strategy for eliminate the leadership of the liberation, and you get a puppet. You get a puppet. So the one install a puppet for the liberation. So they must eliminate the real leadership of the liberation and give the Ambazonian people them a puppet. So from there, the already start for set up the game. Norway come in because they don't build this momentum for paying this man as say Naibi cause all the problems of Ambazonia. They don't build all this catalog. They don't do everything for make sure say the ADF and the AGOFC, they not succeed through the nationalist front for deliver independence to Ambazonia. So it's been a long-term plan where the Republic don't put them in place. So by 2022, by 2020, Eric Tato don't tire. It tried for 3 years. By 2020, 2021, they don't start for settle. It don't start for withdraw small. By the early the late of 2020, they don't finalize a settlement. Eric Tato collect the biggest amount of money from La République du Cameroun than any other Ambazonian out here. Because it do the greatest damage to the Ambazonian liberation struggle. So it be bargain, make the biggest bargain in terms of bribery and corruption. And as soon as you see them now it be number one, it be a distributor of CDC goods because that they help for eliminate all forces around Fako.
Would it be blocked? Yeah, would it be the whole CDC?
Would it be stop CDC? Yeah. So they help for bring back CDC. They help make CDC start for work back. They help for normalize those areas, normalize a lot of areas. So it be charge Cameroon a lot of money for you for kill all these forces. And then so they reward it disproportionately. So they make it become a distributor of CDC goods in the United States. And then as we know now, it also now distribute Brazzaville's drinks. The import Brazzaville's drinks.
Wow.
Brazzaville's drink. There's a video out there.
Wow.
It distribute Brazzaville's drinks and Guinness drinks for the United States. So when I feel
how can people live with themselves? How can
bro,
human beings? How?
Get out of this sentimental, emotional
question. No, I'm talking about I don't refuse about the question and sentimentality.
Deal with life the way it is.
I don't deny, but
there's one thing my primary teacher, Robbins, teach me. See things as they are, not as you wish them to be. See things as they are, not as you wish they should be. If you want to understand something, see them for what it really be. See Cameroon for what it be. See Mr. Bia for what it be. See the B for what it be. For you, for deal with them, for fight them, you must see them for the evil way they be and the satanic way they be. Because even though so you will get caught up in your own analysis, emotions, and then so now finish because we'll digress more time. I know say because now once they introduce these factors, they don't build up a catalog for make this man now a target. Anything will happen on the ground, they go can't sing them now for a name. Even if you don't get anything to do with ADF, even if you don't get anything to do with it, because the game now for eliminating. All right, the game now for eliminating, the game now for beat the international community for eliminating. Their goal now for minimize all the killings where La République don't do them, and then now for magnify all the small things that happen on the ground. You which I tell now.
Yeah.
Their goal now for minimize the 70,000 they don't kill them, minimize the 2,000 villages they don't burn them. minimize the 1 million Ambazonians so they be refugees, minimize the one the way they stay for bush, minimize the one the way they don't the 400. Now for minimize all these things, minimize the rate, minimize all the evil way the bees they don't cause up, minimize all those things, and then you cannot amplify any small thing will happen on the ground. Taxi color, you amplify them. Like say taxi color don't kill 10,000 people.
Crimes the way Amber boys and the Atlangaji boys they commit them. They amplify and put and send away.
You immediately go take them. You can't amplify them. You put enough for this one man in name.
Yeah. Okay.
So now the goal that it's a game of intelligence and information. So they catalog all these things, them put all these things them on a day-to-day basis. They set up the man, they set up the leader, so that one of these international human rights them, one of these organizations that are outside here, they will say it don't be too much. They will now start to look for ways for trigger the international system, all right? For trigger one of these international system for respond. So they do these things. The moment October 2024, is it October 2023? The Manfe massacre. October 2023. October 2023. You get these CPDM elites where they don't take over these forces in Manu. And they use these forces them for burn down villages, commit atrocities within communities. They don't take over these forces them. The bees, they infiltrate these forces them with the bees for Manfe.
Yeah.
So these forces that go for this community commit that the bee they commit this action.
Crimes, okay.
But because the bee they don't take over these forces, the communities that they only see the number boys. They need to understand.
Okay. Them.
They will take person, they will catch person where they don't load a cocoa, some tipper. They don't. They don't take the 4x4 truck, pickup truck.
Yeah.
They don't load the tipper. They don't load the 15-20 bags of cement. You want to go sell them? They will stop off a road. You don't know, saying that they beat them that they don't move that driver, cut a finger, beat it, take 4 million, and then still seize that cocoa. They will call them all, make video, saying that Ambazonian forces.
Ambazonian fighters.
Put them all for Dr. Chue head. So they don't set up this thing. So when that massacre for Manfe happened, where these beat them, where they don't take over these forces and for Manu, these CPDM elites, they want to turn the population against the liberation. They don't do many attempts, but they never work.
Yeah.
Now they want to do the big one. It get to be loud and heinous. So these CPDM elites, where they want proof to Mr. Bia, saying that they fight Ambazonian. They orchestrate and plan this thing, use those that boys them now, for do this act in the way where the population now go revolt. Finally, all right, and then take them back, put them inside the occupation. Once they do one, the Cameroon government within 48 hours, it put out a communique. What did they talk for that communique? According to the Cameroon Ministry of Defense, the forces where they commit the Manfe massacre. Now the forces where they call and say the Manu Unity Warriors. According to the Cameroon government, their own communication, where they put it outside 48 hours after the massacre. And they talk say what? They talk say those forces they get they are affiliated. Remember the word where they use them?
Yeah.
They are affiliated with the ADF of Cho Ayaba. Why they
always
bring
try to tie it to him?
Why they bring them inside? Why they bring the ADF inside? After then, first of all, they already point the force will commit the action.
Yep.
Okay. But then the Cartels say they be affiliated to. And then they name the ADF, and then they bring Dr. Chue name inside the same communique. Deliberate association. I want, because at the question, the answer is so.
Yep.
I want to understand how Norway come inside. So now they don't set the stage. 1 year later, Sako, a movement don't collapse. Cristiano don't split from Sako. Cristiano don't get a voice. All the other movement, they don't collapse. The Hague of Sea now don't remain a prominent, primary, only voice. You see now why Norway get for do what you do?
Yep.
Okay. The goal of the occupier for make sure say Ambazonian liberation be leaderless. So October 2024, it make 1 year anniversary of the Manfe massacre. Right after the September 6th, the Hague of Sea don't call for a ghost town, a 2 weeks lockdown for the territory. Sako they come outside, be against it. Cristiano come outside, one can talk to, they be against it.
That's
no
usual.
waka. Mark Barretta, they come outside, the one can talk, say be against it. You know waka. The forces on the ground, from the forces of No Pity, of the late General No Pity, yes. They come out. They stand for outside, they make video. They say they support the lockdown of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayabakola. Forces for Fako, the Mountain Lions. They come off outside. They make video. They say they stand and support and for enforce the lockdown with Dr. Cho Kola. Forces across Mezan. Forces across, they do the same thing. So all forces, forces including Sokadef.
They pull now towards it.
They pull towards. So for the first time for Ambazonian liberation struggle, you see now say a charismatic leader, they don't be able for bring all Ambazonians, especially on the ground,
yes,
on a common policy at the first time.
Messaging, first message, yes, common messaging.
Liberation message. For that moment, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba become the undisputed leader without any contest. So what do you mean? It means now say Cameroon not get no choice, and the international community not get no choice than for negotiate with the Hague of Sea and the ADF as the primary organization, just like at some point for the South African liberation struggle, ANC becomes the primary movement which drive the South African struggle.
Yep.
So what's happening now? The Cameroon now vex. It touched Cameroon to the core. That 2 weeks lockdown, the success of that 2 week lockdown, it should now say Ambazonia don't emerge. Because now Ambazonia now don't unite, don't solidify under singular leader and movement. That unity on the ground, the unity of the community, that oneness where Ambazonia and the Shuam under a charismatic, compelling leader. Now trigger all these things. So now they go for take that Manfe massacre. They take all those things on the ground. They used a ghost till today. The Norwegian corrupt police, what they call and say cripples. They never talk. Who filed in that lawsuit? The identity of who filed that lawsuit, they never reveal them. Even when up to today.
And they claim that they're a state of law.
Bro, no, look, again, we'll talk about this thing.
Emotions aside. But that's just the question is this. I don't refute what you're saying. You made a good point. Unless you see things for what it is, you cannot properly handle it. You're right. But so, I just like
again, these things not been about law, these things not about international diplomatic maneuvers, nice strategy, where they use alliances for propaganda. France, they make a call to Norway. Cameroon mount pressure because Norway no go listen to Cameroon. All right. So they go through France. They go through France. They say, look,
you lose the battle.
This one end. This man, if he continue with this speed, remember, just before that September, we don't announce and say the Hague of Sea don't raise 1 100 million for liberation tax.
Yeah.
You know what that one mean?
A lot.
You know what that one mean?
And they
Because
want to continue.
the ADF and the AGOC ability for provide to the ground. We all Ambazonians, they know say the AGOC, even if they get $1, it must go to the forces.
Ground.
That money, 2 weeks lockdown, the announcement of $100 million, the 100 million, it already shaking place. The successful 2-week lockdown, it put in place. Now Cameroon go in for full decapitation, for put a stop to this rise of Ambazonia independence and freedom. Because now the way they train the move, they go now for straight for independence and freedom. Because now the population also say they say that independence don't come because Cameroon occupation for Ambazonia for those 2 weeks lockdown. It means say the Ambazonian people be able for deliver a tactical defeat of the occupation governance. We put an end and we make it become very useless. The 10,000 bees, where they move them from the north, they move them from the east, they move them from center, they move them from everywhere, deploy them for Bamenda, deploy them for the southern zones, they'll not be fit for stop the lockdown.
Yep.
So once Ambazonia delivered that tactical defeat of Cameroon occupation governance through these 2 weeks lockdown, it has set Ambazonia now for the international community, where Cameroon now not get no choice than the international community say, look, you go for negotiate with that man. So that's why now Cameroon now be very upset because they know what negotiation with AGOC mean, because they see them for Canada talks.
Yeah.
They see them for Canada talks. The AGOC will unite the nationalist movement, unite the forces on the ground, and Ambazonia will go take independence on a clean table. Yeah. So now Cameroon go for disrupt. Just like for 2018, for December 20, for the was it December 2017? December 5th. Are you coming when they are? I think at 2018, if I'm not mistaken. I think at 2017. Sorry, December 2017, when they pick up Sisi Kwayo Kabe, just as they pick up Sisi Kwayo Kabe as a decapitation strategy, the arrest of Dr. Cho, now a tactical decapitation for take the leadership at a critical point where they already defeat Cameroon. So now an international game. Once Norway now, France now, intelligence services, they go for call Norway. They say, look, see all the crimes that this man don't commit. The Manfred massacre, for example, I don't tell you, they associate them put for a head. So you will see now, they ngong them. Now for here they will come in. They can't take unrelated events where they don't get anything to do with Dr. Cho. The things that the Cameroon military they do, they will come begin to sing up on a daily basis.
Yep.
All these things are part of the game
Plan.
That's why now Norway now they get justification for trigger the arrest of Dr. Cho. Once after those 2 weeks lockdown, after that October reach, boom, they go put in a lawsuit. We go for trigger now international response. Okay. So today they never have identity. So all these things are a game. Not that say this man committed any crime. Like just a game. We come on
of which they fail because at the end of the day.
For now, what you need for no say. Understand say a game. Understand say na a big international game. Once you understand the game, understand how to play the game. I don't tell Ambazonians. If Ambazonians they want to play this game, if you see what don't happen, Ayokta Ben Nobi, Suseko Ayokta Ben Nobi supposed to be for jail from that time till now, almost 8 years. It was supposed to be for jail. Okay? And the same thing with Dr. Cho. The release of Dr. Cho, it no go come through laws, legality, because this thing not get anything to do with legality. It will come through leverage. Either part of the negotiation process or Ambazonia induce a certain leverage on Cameroon, where Cameroon now be force. They use them as conditions. It not be my place for come begin to tell when I waiting for do. But elections they come, and a lot of Cameroon officials will enter Ambazonia. When I know waiting for do, I don't need for tell una. The rest now on our own. But if we get for understand capitation, you know go get these people them. You know go ever get anything in the absence in the sake of say law, justice, human right. I don't care which I go with these things. It never ever happen.
Well, they really claim say they get by their own system. They get a particular timeline where would they expect and they anticipate by that time come.
Which
which they will talk.
Last month, let me say the cut too short. I know I'm going to be naive, all right, because I think this way the worry Ambazonians will be very naive people. Them that timeline it don't reach. Which the judge talk last month. Release this man when I never present me any evidence of any crimes against humanity. This man must be released. Boom.
Well, they get yeah. I know they be scavenging.
The policewoman is stand for that judge in front. He tell the judge, say, look, Mr. Judge, we understand so you don't pass laws, we could release this man. But look, investigation is still going on.
Yeah, but they try to scavenge around for get more information, get more material. They don't get them. We'll wait see. They give them 4 weeks. We'll wait for see how it go end up. Well, my brother, on that note, I think me I go for plan another show again tomorrow.
You know how long we'll be there for 2 hours, 30 minutes. That's insane.
Yep. I see him. So a show will plan for 1 hour.
Insane.
That's why we'll forget another show just specifically on the man Dr. Yabacho as we rightfully talk. And most definitely we'll try for you said tomorrow will be open. We'll get this talk tomorrow.
If we do it tomorrow, it could be very helpful to the Ambazonian people and for this conversation. Yep. You know how long they get this conversation? There is no time, nowhere where people don't so they get this kind of interesting, like and rich, interactive conversation. We go up, we go down, we go east, we go west. It didn't happen because Ambazonia they be too superficial.
Let me lie, because some of this so if you not put an alpha, if we not really grasp how some of the things in the work, some of these things that we talk, we don't analyze how they work. We focus on the emotions. We know we'll get the results. We must focus on hard facts. We must focus on how things they move. We must see them as rightfully talk. Don't approach things the way they are, not the way you feel they are supposed to be, or not the way you want them to be. See them the way they are, and you have a better solution. So at times when you use some of this analysis with the Gianso, it will give you a deeper insight and for know how the enemy they act and they work and for know how to counter it as we move along. It be very critical and it be very, very important. Spokes, I really be so moved and so thrilled for really don't for over 2 hours, 30 minutes for get this insightful conversation with you. And I really thank you.
You know why the conversation will be very insightful?
Well, not because
you're a good question asker.
Well, thank you for giving me that. Thank you for giving me that type of accolade.
Because you really be a very interesting question asker, man. Like,
I know.
You go deep.
Thanks for that accolade.
You asked me this question in the public, man.
Thanks for that accolade. Thanks. No, I really be so happy and a bit thrilled for always get this type of live conversations with you because, I think we talking about all gloves, nothing planned. Would you go na freestyle? Would you go we give and raw for Ambazonians and maybe see things and for the way it be for better solidify with psyche and mindset on which we would fight for. And which way you do so far that for move naivety for people that mindset. Then for bring in some level of knowledge and awareness for strengthen all their psyche for know which would fight them. Because if you don't really grasp grasp the specific thing where you fight for them, you don't get a focus on which you fight for them. If you don't zero down on which you fight for them, all we done, you just the grass now for straws. You know, about touch what you want them. I think now one of the things I always like forget a show, forget maybe some of have lively conversations with you. I really thank you so much. And which kind of encouraging what you want game before we go offline? Which encouraging what if you get from Ambazonians?
Join with tomorrow. Join with tomorrow for an explosive discussion. If they want to know who to really be,
yeah.
If they want to know the man in and out, make a join with tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. I really want to thank you so much. And it's on that note me and you we will wrap up this show. I know you'll be a very busy person and you get a lot of things going on. For you to take this time really dedicate them for Ambazonians. I mean, I really value them so much, and more people that really value you as a gift for us Ambazonians. Really thank you. And I tell Ambazonians when I join with tomorrow, we'll get a very strong show. The man, Dr. Lucas Ayabacho. Who is that man? So as I hear the spokes, you get a deeper insight for giving about the person and who he really be. When I join with tomorrow, same time, make we at least if we try, I don't know spokes, if we go a little bit early. So
right now because we'll put out the information tonight.
Yeah,
we'll talk with the ACN people then, and then put out the information tonight. But before Ground Zero, the one woke up tomorrow, they will know the specific time we'll be live tomorrow on ACN, on Facebook, on YouTube. We'll blast all for all social media tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you so much, spokes. Thanks for your service for our nation. And like as I be talk for one starter, they will write epistles about the spokesperson of the Egg of Sea after the independence don't come. Thank you so much.
Please. I want, first of all, I honor the invitation. I honor all the kind words and those compliments we don't give. The people that deserve these compliments. I was picking them on the ground.
Yeah.
Or mommy them. Or papa them. Or brothers.
Yeah.
And the forces. When that they do the real work.
Yeah.
What me and you they really do out here. Provide education. Kids don't miss school for how many years? Mommy don't go through how much? Papa don't go through how much? Me and you, even at the list if we do this, then that list will never even start.
Yeah.
Compare to the daily sacrifices
with the
and the resilience of our people on the ground.
Yeah.
What strength, so much. What strength they come from them.
Thank you so much, spokes.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's on that note, fellow Ambazonians, we will end this show and join with tomorrow. We'll talk on the man, Dr. Yabacho. Thank you very much, and I get a good one.
Shake, no day, our voice will resound. Ambazonia's people will never back down. The chains are broken, the pain is gone. Freedom is ours, and a new day has dawned. Shake, no day, no day, no day. Rise to the day. Shake, no day. Ambazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. From the rivers to the peaks, our strength will grow. The dreams of our forebears in us brightly glow. Our heroes, heroines, their fire still burns. We honor their fight with the justice we've earned. Shake, I win. No day. Rise to the day. Shake, no day. Ambazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. We are building today for the children to come. No more tears, no more sorrow for anyone. Our flag will rise high, its colors displaying. Ambazonia's bright future starts today. Shake, shake, over. No day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Ambazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. We'll shake off the fear and cast out the doubt. Our spirits will rise, there's no turning out. Freedom is our anthem, justice our creed. Shake, shake, no deed, with love we will lead. Shake, shake, like that, no day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. Shake, shake, no day. The future is bright. Ambazonia will shine like a beacon of light. With every heartbeat, our message will be sent. Shake, shake, no day, until the very end. A cruise boy to sing. Under the moon, where they vex, your whispers they jam. Dreams scatter like ashes for night where they cold. Hope break scatter like branch for storm. Now bad people and innocent they suffer. Oh mama, Ambazonia, your heart they pay. Tears they fall like a river, like the sky they cry again. IDPs and refugees they walk out. Widows they hold space where they empty, them cry go they echo. For the shock where they hollow. Dr. Cho, Sissiko and others, them train them but them no fit bow. Them voice now like thunder, where they under dark clouds. World where the town face go far, no care. They go, you leave your children, they suffer. Them stories they untold. Oh mama, Ambazonia, your heart they pain. Tears they fall like a river, like the sky they cry again. IDPs and refugees they walk out. Widows they hold space where they empty, them pride go they echo. For this talk where they all low. Inside these shadows, small fire they grow. Freedom they call, where hopelessness been they show. For every heart, resistance they burn. Ambazonia go stand gidigba, you no go fear night. Oh mama, Ambazonia, your heart they pain. Tears they fall like a river, like the sky they cry again. IDPs and refugees they walk out. Widows they hold space where they empty, them cry go they echo. For this hug go they hollow. Mama Ambazonia, the scars they talk story of courage where no they shame. Even when wind they blow scatter, for morning light we go there. Your children go they sing, a freedom way go fly high, like wings for sky. Ooh yeah, the fly no vex better go follow. Ambazonia now oh na na. Son, una conspiracy we go in. I'll break boys do the work for the ground. Wanna flag there.
Welcome to ACN.